Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here. Hi, my name's Nick. I decided to start inappropriately texting a girl a bunch of stuff that I shouldn't, including this video of me eating out a pillow. Except it didn't end up being a girl, it was a YouTuber by the name of JiDion. And this is my story. I feel like I'm doing an intro for a Netflix show, if I'm being honest. Like, this doesn't seem real that I'm making a video about a YouTuber coming here and catching a. And it's not like they don't exist here, I just never thought that they would pick my county to come to, of all places, when there's LA and California and New York City, like all these big places. They come to this little ass town and they caught this guy. And what's even crazier is I know where he works. Like, that is a barbershop that's owned by somebody that used to cut my hair when he used to just work in a barbershop. If my guy wasn't in, he was the guy that I would go to. And I know he has kids, so I know he don't F with this. And I can only imagine how he feels because he's probably nervous that this is going to get attached to his business. Regardless, I don't know who this guy is, which is weird because I feel like I should be familiar with a lot of the people around here around that age range from like 25 to 40, but I've never heard of him personally, and my friends who supposedly went to school with him have no idea who he is. But he got caught doing some wild shit. So that picture in the beginning is legitimately a picture from a video he sent where he is tonguing down a pillow as if he's eating it out. Who does this shit? That doesn't even make sense. But our news station did cover it because the JiDion video hasn't hit yet. And when it does, I will do a full reaction to it because I want to see all the places he's at. I want to see him going to the barbershop. I want to see how the interaction went because that shit's going to seem surreal to me. But our news station did talk about it and they shared some more stuff than I was able to find online. So I want to show you guys that quick. It's like a 4 or 5 minute long clip, but it's worth watching.
The Endicott Police Department has released information on the arrest of a 39-year-old man who was charged for disseminating indecent material to minors. 12 News' Keith Savage is in the studio with more information.
Thanks, Kevin. On Tuesday, the Endicott police arrested a man who was allegedly sent explicit pictures and text messages to whom he believed was a teenager that he planned to meet with. I spoke with a YouTuber with over 12 million combined subscribers who helped authorities to make the arrest, and a warning to our viewers, the following videos may be disturbing to some. 39-year-old Nicholas Mancini was allegedly sending pictures and videos containing sexual conduct and nudity. He thought this was a girl, but the person who was receiving the graphic content was a YouTuber who goes by JiDion. He makes videos catching. The messages that you see on your screen were between the two on Facebook before being moved to Snapchat, where JiDion believes that Mancini wanted to send graphic photos.
After knowing that she was younger, he then decided to take it over to Snapchat so that way he could send, inappropriate pictures and videos, and that way they would disappear. But luckily we have everything recorded and we handed those over to the authorities.
12 News received exclusive messages from Facebook that are too graphic to show that began on April 2nd. Mancini was allegedly planning to rent an Airbnb to bring the teenage girl after meeting her at a local barbershop that he worked at. The YouTuber went to Mancini's place of business, got a haircut before confronting him about the alleged victim.
He was definitely distraught. He was, urging that we go further away from his job and stuff because he was adamant about no one at his job knowing, because no one knew. He was the only person that knew about it, rightfully so, because, I don't think anyone would be implicit in discussing actions like that.
After being arrested, the 39-year-old was remanded to the Broome County Jail. JiDion says he's hoping for the man to be brought to justice.
Just hoping that we could see a conviction here soon and that, justice will be served. But on the police end, he did a fantastic job. All that's left is for the prosecutor. I was told that the prosecutor out here is really good. So I'm excited to come back to court. Hopefully I get subpoenaed here soon to testify.
Now, before we dive into more of this, I want you guys to let me know how horrible our news station quality seems, because I don't watch our news stations, but I just happened to watch that clip. These guys seem like they just grabbed him off the street and they're like, yo, just read some shit. I just need you to say some things real quick on camera. That's what it feels like. And I'm not trying to throw shade. Shout out to them, but it just doesn't seem as well put together as a lot of other places. That was just kind of funny to me. But regardless, this picture killed me, because when I seen him shaping up JiDion, I'm assuming he doesn't know what's coming yet. And when I look in the background, I'm like, yo, I know those walls. I've seen that. It's just crazy and surreal to see somewhere that you're familiar with get caught up in some shit like this. And the owner did come forward and make a statement saying, "We were shocked and disgusted to learn about the charges involving this individual. We had absolutely no prior knowledge of his behavior, and once informed, we removed him from our business immediately and permanently. His actions do not reflect the values, morals, or character of our business or the hardworking professionals who continue to serve our clients with integrity. We do not condone his behavior in any way, shape, or form. We respectfully ask the public to keep that in mind as this situation unfolds. Our commitment to a safe, respectful, and welcoming environment remains unchanged." And I feel him on that, because some people will put this on the business. Like, how didn't you know? He was working for you this whole time and you didn't even realize he was doing. And it's like, no, bitch, I didn't know, because I'm not in his personal life like that. So aside from that happening, I wanted to go over some of the text messages that they showed in the video, because we didn't really get a chance to read it as they're going through the whole news thing. So this is what I saw when I paused it. "I really need to go get popsicle sticks to scoop out this cream for the test tomorrow." And the fake 13-year-old says, "Huh? LOL." And he says, "I have to take this haircut, shave, and face massage test. And I was thinking about the video you sent me, LOL." And they say, "Which one, LO?" He says, "You were eating a red popsicle." And they say, "Oh, yeah, he." And he sends a winky face, which is extra creepy. But it gets worse. Then they go on to ask him, "Are you proposing?" And Nick says, "I mean, more or less, pretty much." And she says, "LOL, you crazy. How old are you?" And he says, "Ancient. Let's make it as creepy as possible. Hundreds and thousands of years old." That's absolute insanity. Like, that's what somebody does when they really want to try to downplay what age they are. Because in his mind, for some reason, he thinks if he says, "Let's make it really creepy, I'm hundreds of years old." So now when he's like, "Well, I'm actually only 39, he thinks it's going to take off some of the impact of that. And it's not going to be as crazy, which is crazy in itself. Anyways, she goes on to say, "LOL, well, I'm 13, so I don't know how I feel about being with a vampire." And he says, "My bad, sorry." And in another picture, he says, "I'm looking at places," where she says, "LOL, I mean, it's going to be fun though." And he says, "I know, as long as I don't go down for stealing you, LOL. You really think you can Uber all the way here? Should I get a place near me so I know where I'm at, or look for something in the middle?" That's absolutely insane. Like, he's acknowledging what he's doing. As long as I don't get in trouble for stealing you. Oh, I'm ancient. Let's just make it really creepy. Like, you know what's happening. Like, he is fully aware. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think everybody that does this is pretty much fully aware, but like, he's leaning into it and making jokes about it with them, which is a different approach than I think I've seen. I mean, I guess I don't read this kind of shit all the time, but that was not what I anticipated. And the pictures just keep coming, because then she says, "That's okay. I got money on my Uber account." And he says, "I don't want you doing all that. I'm scared, LOL." And she says, "LOL, what do you mean?" And he says, "What's your mom gonna think? How you gonna pull this off? Just for the night, then I take you back, or what?" And she says, "I'd just say I'm staying with a friend." And he even sent her a diamond ring emote. Like, what are we actually doing? This shit just keeps getting crazier. And I wish all these threads were more connected. But in this one, she says, "How, LOL?" He says, "I don't want to ask you for a picture, but I do." And she says, "Oh, LOL, I don't have a bear pic." And he sends the emote, then says, "Bear. It don't got to be bear." And she says, "LOL, okay. I kind of got a flat butt though." And he says, "I kind of just want you to drive me crazy, LOL. I don't, but I do." And she replies saying, "I'm down for anything." And he says, "Yeah, but what do you want to try or have me do to you? You got to have some fantasies or something you want to try." And she says, "What you did to the pillow?" And he says, "Yeah, I want to do that with you too. I bet I'll really like it, and so will you. We could try it in a few different positions." And she says, "Yeah, how?" And honestly, I'm glad that the pictures stopped there, because I don't need any more. That's crazy to me. Like, the fact that he's leaning into it. Like, I know this is creepy, so I'm going to joke about it with this 13-year-old that it's creepy. I know that this is going to be looked at like I'm taking a child. I'm going to joke about the fact that it could be looked at like I'm taking a child. That's just absolutely wild to me. And it makes you wonder, though, when someone gets caught, like, how many times have they done this and never been caught? Or was this really his first rodeo? Hopefully it was, right? And that just means that nobody else was a victim. But if it means it wasn't, that means that other people might have been a victim, and that's not a good thing. So this whole shit is just so weird and crazy, and I didn't see this one coming. And I thought to myself at first when I wanted to make this video, like, yo, I might try to reach out to him, because, again, I know the owner that had him hired, but I know that he also wants to separate that from his business. So I don't think he's like, yo, let me just jump in a video and talk about it. Mostly just probably wants it to just disappear, let him go deal with the justice system and him be done with it, and the job and business just move on with other people. And I totally understand that. So that's the only reason why I'm not going to show like a picture of where it is, because I could go there right now. That's what's crazy to me. So I'm really looking forward to JiDion's video coming out. When it does, we'll do a full-on reaction and talk about some shit and break some things down. And I could give you a little bit of lore of where I live, because I'm sure you're going to see some other shit there. So it'd be interesting. But this is not at all something I had anticipated. So Just wanted to talk about it real quick. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you, and I will catch you in the next one, homies.